In the competitive world of automotive engineering, design, and manufacturing, car makers seem to be in a race to win new customers as well as continually wowing their current ones. And BMW is no different. That's why they're excited to introduce their brand new Gran Coupe, their four-door coupe. Even though it shares the same wheelbase as the 5 Series, it sits a couple inches lower and is almost as long as the 7 Series. The 640i we're looking at has the M package, and one of the components of that is a more aggressive front fascia. Now, this model also has the optional full adaptive LED headlamps and fog lamps. But they've also added something new, which is the elongated side-to-side third high brake light, which adds a very distinctive appeal to the vehicle. And of course, you do have your hidden backup camera here, and this also doubles as a trunk release. And what's nice is you have over 16 cubic feet of fully carpeted and insulated rear cargo space. And with a flick of a switch on either side, you can lower the 60/40 rear seat and achieve over 44 cubic feet of cargo space. The power plant for the 640i is a 3-liter inline turbocharged 6-cylinder engine, which will generate 315 horsepower, 330 foot-pounds of torque. As I understand it, BMW designed this automobile to look like it was moving even when it was standing still. And you can see that with the beautifully flowing lines throughout the side and the contour of the headline for this Gran Coupe and the frameless back glass, which adds an elegance to it. You know, that's very roomy back here for 2 out of 3 people. Reasonable headroom throughout. Nice, comfortably sculptured seats back here. Center armrest with your cup holders and storage area. Plenty of room, your pass-through for your skis. But this is what everyone's talking about. This is the 4+1. In those emergency situations for a short trip for a small of stature individual, this is their home sweet home. Let's say you're in the car and you have a tall person sitting in front of you and you wish to get out more comfortably and easily. There's a button on each side of the driver and passenger seat which allows you to do that quite nicely. Well, here we are in the lap of luxury. This is a absolutely stunningly designed machine, engineered inside and out for driver-centric feel and performance and passenger comfort. The first thing I notice is the beautiful contrast between the cinnamon brown Napa leather and the dark leather that covers the center console area and cascades over the instrumentation and dash, and of course ends up in your hands with the M Sport steering wheel. And it feels great. Now, of course, with the luxury seating package, you have a 20-way adjustable contoured seat, and it gives you a myriad of adjustments that will make you feel as comfortable on a long trip as well as a short trip. You can even pull in your headrest, adjust it to the perfect position along the way. You have the nice tech touches such as the lane departure warning, your heads-up display, your navigation that also pops up along with it, which is very convenient. And you have a 10.2-inch floating screen. Excellent driver-centric components. You also have a power shade for the back as well as the rear side windows, which is very convenient. It almost feels like you're sitting in a finely tailored suit made just for you. Now, even though this shares the same chassis system as the 5, it's really the length that gives it its flavor and the lower styling of it that's really a lot of fun. You know, I love the 6 Series Coupe. It is just a gorgeous automobile. But it is such a large automobile that It's almost common sense to think, look, just extend the wheelbase a bit, add 2 more doors, and really give it the room and comfort it deserves without sacrificing its beautiful looks. And I think they've done a nice job with that with the Gran Coupe. Now with the 3-liter 6, it's very, very smooth, especially when it's, mated with the 8-speed automatic, and it saves you a bit of gas too. The electric power steering really is sufficient for day-to-day driving. I mean, you can maneuver in and out of traffic, get in and out of tight spots, no problem. But if you want the hydraulic system, then you have to wait for the 650i and the X-Drive. Now, obviously, you pick the driving characteristics of the suspension system. But some people say that, look, if you want the sportiness of it, that's great, but you have to sacrifice comfort because when you hit a big bump, then it's going to jar your teeth or whatever. Oh, come on, please. If you're that worried about a big bump, then just stay away from them. Drive around them, skip over them, take your hand off the wheel, put your butt in the air, and you'll never feel it again. Of course, that's just my opinion. It's a lot of fun driving nice cars and reviewing automobiles, commenting about the things you really enjoy, and yet some people feel the need to always find something negative about everything, and what you might find positive, somebody else might find negative. I mean, this is a beautiful moonroof, open glass top, except it doesn't slide back, it vents simply because of the structural design of the car. So what? It's no big deal. I really love reviewing BMWs, in part because of the enthusiasm the BMW fans have for these magnificent machines. And I'd like to take this opportunity to send out my personal shout out to BeamerPost.com. We appreciate your support. The visibility is very nice out front. The dual sport mirrors work well. The back glass rear view is a little tight because of, again, the styling of the automobile. But you still have your surround cameras, you've got your backup sensors, lane detection warning, all of that, so you're pretty much in control, not a problem. The seating is extremely comfortable in this vehicle. It's not as soft, cushy, plush comfortable as the 5 Series, but these were actually taken out of the convertible, so they're going to have a different feel to them, and that has its strengths and weaknesses. One of the weaknesses people feel is that the seat belt is actually attached to the seat itself, so you have to reach around and grab it. But it's something you get used to, and I certainly don't think it's a deal breaker by any means. Now, the interior refinements are, well, for all intents and purposes, second to none. You've got beautiful leather everywhere, wood. It's just a very solid feel to it. There's no rattle, there's no shake, there's no roll, even in the drivability of it. I mean, it's just so nicely put together, and it takes it to a new level. You, of course, have that wonderful cockpit feel where they've really created the ergonomics around the driver, and even the iDrive. The more you use it, the more you can't live without it. Now, you have a choice of 3 different stereo systems. The standard is the 9-speaker, 205-watt system. You can step up to the premium system, which is 12 speakers and 500 watts, or you can go for the top of the line, which is the Bang & Olufsen system, which is 16 speakers, 1,200 watts. Unfortunately, we don't have the Bang & Olufsen in this particular vehicle, but I'll do my best to replicate how that system would actually sound. There's a true test of a 2+2, and that's how comfortable the back seat really is for the passengers, because that's the whole idea, give more room for people in the back. Our cameraman Bob says he'd be happy to spend more time back there filming, and that's a strong endorsement. Now, who's the target market for this type of automobile? Well, obviously, somebody that wants to look good with a lot of nice styling on the exterior, and yet still have a certain practicality on the interior for carrying people. Because it does start out, base model, around 76, and when you add the other option packages available, it can jump up to over $100,000. There's no doubt having a 4-door coupe is a very practical idea, but it's more of an emotional experience. That's where the fun really is. That's the Gran Coupe.